Hello everyone, today we're playing Doki Doki Blue Skies. Yeah, I wanted to play this for quite a while. I've gotten like a billion requests to play this, so today's the day. I know they have a lot of music and this is, from what I know, essentially the most like big mod like ever. I mean basically, I don't know, maybe there is a bigger one. Depends I guess how you want to look at it, but I'm just gonna go Preston as usual. Dot dot dot. Nani? What's this? This shouldn't be possible. Why am I here? How am I here? Did you bring me back? I don't see any other explanation. Why? We've already established that there's no happiness here, so... Why? Huh? Why can't I look at the script? Something's wrong. You didn't do anything, did you? Don't you understand? Are you trying to mess things up even more? How did you... Wait. I know you installed a mod, haven't you? That's why everything's changed. Don't you think it's time to let us all go? No. No, I wanna see Sayori smile again. And please, don't do me like in the previous episode. What? You want everything to be like what it should have been? But... You really care about them, don't you? Yes, I wish. Never mind. If you really want to do it, I won't stop you. I've been fighting to take control of this game again. But if you want to play through the mod, then... Well, I'll succumb to the mod's control. So? Do you want me to allow the mod's activation? No! No! Yes, let's go. Aha, I knew it. Preston, or whatever your name actually is, I truly hope that you can find happiness with your choice. I know this is a very choice-heavy game, so I'm kinda worried what path I go. I'll just find like the worst ending possible. Like everyone dies again? Oh, please don't. Please. Sigh. I lay in bed, motionless and staring up at the blank white ceiling. Last night was dreadful. The sound of thunder kept me up for hours. But today's another day, I guess. Let's just hope that it's at least a bit better. With another sigh, I begrudgingly drag myself out of bed and grogily begin the monotony of my daily routine. I can words, yes. Making my way to the kitchen, I haphazardly rummage through the cupboards, looking for something to eat. There's no tasty homemade breakfast awaiting me. Ever since my parents' divorce. Oh wait, it's actually me. I've just been never mind. I've just been living off whatever I find in the kitchen. I live with my mom, but she's always taking business trips abroad. So for most part, it's pretty much just me home alone. It's lonely, but I manage. Although I do miss the smell of bacon and eggs in the morning. Breakfast used to be a family thing. Dad would read the newspaper at the kitchen table while Mom would stand at the stove and fry up her famous sunny side up eggs. But all of that feels like a long forgotten memory. Well, at least breakfast is sorted. A calorime, what? What is that? Not exactly the best start to the day, but it'll do. I do my own shopping since Mom's never home, but usually stick to buying the bare necessities. The ease of using pre-made stuff has pretty much sapped me of the urge to cook meals for myself. And with my food quickly finished, I head for the door. At the very least, the weather looks much better than yesterday's. Clear skies, blue skies. Beat thunderstorms any day of the week. I'm still lost in my thoughts when I notice a familiar face. It's Sayori! We have quite a history together. As children, we were basically inseparable. I don't fully know what this timeline is yet. Is this... we went back in time, or is this after when they're still aware that what happened? I mean, I guess we'll know. Always exploring, getting up to mischief, driving our parents wild. Typical things that young children do. Really. As time went on, especially in recent years, we started slowly drifting apart. In fact, I haven't properly spoken to her in a long time. Oh, this is after. It's a real shame. After all, we've shared a lot of fond memories with each other. I'm surprised to see her up so early, though a couple of times I've glanced out at the classroom window, only to see her hurriedly walking along to school. We used to walk to school together, and although she was sometimes a little late to meet me, I never really minded that. As we continued to drift apart, however, her lack of punctuality became more frequent, and I just decided it'd be better if I walked to school alone. which meant that although I did get to school on time more often, it was quite lonely. Knowing her, she's probably just gotten more and more lazy with time. After all, her dedication to sleeping in seems to be unwavering. Well, still, I've always enjoyed talking to her. Hey, Sayori, I haven't seen you in a while. How you been? She looks a little surprised at my appearance and question. I suppose I can't blame her. Oh, hey, Preston. I wasn't expecting to see you. That makes two of us. You're up early today. She laughs softly, a misplaced looking frown on her face. I've been alright, though not a whole lot has changed recently, you know? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Life has been pretty routine these days. School's kinda meh, although I guess it could be worse. She nods as we both resume the walk to school. Although I can talk to her just fine, there's still an awkward air between us. I guess that's a given, seeing as this is our first proper conversation together in a long time. As we carry on making idle small talk, a sudden thought hits me. Anyway, this might come across as a bit out of the blue skies, but seeing you here has given me an idea. Oh? Well, it's been a while since we've walked to school together. How about we start doing that again? Eh? Would you really want to do that? I'm not very fun to talk to, and I'm always late. Sayori, you're fun to talk to, what do you mean? I frown. It's really strange to hear Sayori say this, given I've always known her to have a bubbly, cheerful personality. Yeah! Nothing bad ever happened, right? Sayori, that's definitely not true. Well, a bit. About always being late is true, but I've always loved hanging out with you, and I think we have a lot of fun together. Besides, I've missed you. I'll even help you wake up on time if you need me to. Was that a bit too forward? I've never been in this sort of situation before. I mean, we are childhood friends after all, right? Really? Yeah, really. I've missed you too, Preston. Well, let's do it then. From now on, we'll walk to school together, okay? Okay. Ah, there it is. That classic Sayori smile I grew up loving. All the memories I have of us together as children featured that smile. No matter where we ventured, parks, playgrounds, forests, that smile would follow. That innocent, childlike sense of adventure we used to have. It's painfully clear that that's long gone. But maybe we can still smile together anyway. So, what you been up to lately? You know, the usual. You mean games, anime and manga, right? Yep. It pretty much goes without saying. Oh, Preston, you haven't changed. Are you saying that you think I need some change? No, one's perfect, there's always room for improvement. Oh, no one's perfect. Oh, especially in your case, I'm guessing that you're still a part of the Go Home Club? Hey, that goes a little deep. What do you want me to do? Join the soccer club and trip over everyone? Well, I think a little exercise is good for anyone. I'm very offended if you're trying to call me fat. Me? Yes, I'm fat. I'm fat, guys. You got me. Oh no. I'm so underweight I'm actually fat. It happens, you know, average. Hey, well, you don't have to join a sports club if you don't want to. Yeah, I was actually thinking of checking out the anime club. That's a thing? Hell yeah! Wow, how'd you guess? Wow, how'd you guess? It does with my hobbies though, so... Preston, you should try branching out a bit more. Okay, Miss Club Expert, if you're gonna criticize all my club choices, what would you suggest? Well, it just so happens that there's a club that I'm in. Oh? Really? Yeah, I'm actually the vice president. Yeah? Oh yeah, that sounds like a great club. Totally nothing bad could happen, right? Wow, I did not expect that. Dang, so you get to take part in all of the executive decisions, huh? Kind of. The club kinda only has 4 members at the moment, but it's really fun. We're actually looking for new members right now. Ah, so that's why she brought up. Only 4 members? Sounds like you guys are just starting out then. What club is it anyway? It's the school's very own Literature Club. Huh? I unintentionally let out a sigh. Yes. Her face drops. I don't think that was quite the reaction she was hoping for. In my defense, literature has never quite captured my interest. Unless you count manga as literature, then that is hell yeah, handshake emoji. Nagatoro, Nagatoro, Nagatoro. I knew it. You don't want to join. I understand though, not many people like reading. Hey, who said I don't like reading? I love reading. If you count the manga? I muttered the last words to myself, then to Sayori. On the plus side, Sayori slaps at my sheepishness. Sheepishness. You sound like someone I know from the literature club. She talks about manga all the time. Oh, really? I'm actually interested in your club though. Sayori smiles, seemingly content that I'm showing initiative. If I'm looking for a club to join, I guess the literature club is a good place to start. That's great, you should come by sometime. And by some time, you're open for today, aren't you? The sooner the better. Alright, I'll have a look after school today. Yay, thanks Preston. Although, we should probably hurry up. Don't wanna be late, do we? Yeah, you're right. Within a few minutes, we've arrived at the school entrance, amidst a crowd of chattering students. We wave goodbye as we head off to our separate classes. I have Sakura in the morning, so I'm fairly confident that the next hour or so won't be too bad. Who? Who's Sakura? Okay, there you go. Only one of the coolest, most down-to-earth teachers we have in the whole school. Being on the younger side himself, the experience of high school is much fresher in his mind than in some of the other teachers, especially the older ones. He gives me a smile as I open the door. What? Morning, Preston! It's an interesting sprite. It's custom made, right? It's pretty good, I guess. How are we doing today? Not bad, sir. Same old, same old. How about you? Well, we're finally starting our module on 20th century history today. So needless to say, I'm excited. What fucking... Is this the history teacher? Oh yeah? First World War, Nazism, Second World War, that stuff? Hell yeah! You bet. Well, okay. Handshake emoji, best boy. I've waited all year for this to start. Oh man, you guys are so in for a real treat. Nazis, am I right? That's something else I really admire about him. He's so enthusiastic about his subject, and that enthusiasm really makes learning about history that much more enjoyable. I had a teacher like this actually, especially with history. Great teacher. Great teacher, I really loved him. Made jokes all the time. Combined with the fact that he's fairly relaxed, especially when it comes to homework, you can really see why he's popular. Although he does have a strict side, of course. That side of him comes to light every now and then. So, he isn't a pushover. By and large, he's earned the respect of his students by striking the balance just right. I just wish that all of my teachers were as friendly and made efforts to know their students better. Oh well. I take a seat and one of my classmates, Emilia, smiles and waves. Bouncy and energetic, she has a reputation for her skills on the track field. Even when she isn't running, she's still pretty much a ball of energy. Hey Oh, it's literally Emmy. Oh, I thought it was Emilia. It was just Emmy. We have one of those odd friendships where we get along well in class, but don't really see each other outside of school. How are you doing, Emmy? Training was really fun today, Preston. Oh, that face though. She's fucking ooh, no, I'm joking. Oh? She's always on the hunt for new recruits to join the track team. She has a habit of dropping some not so subtle hints. Yeah, we're always looking for new people, and I know you aren't part of any clubs, so you should totally join us. It's funny you mentioned that. I'm not part of any clubs, actually. Huh? I think I'm gonna check out the literature club after school. I didn't really think you were the poetic type. But if you ever get bored of writing poems, you know where to find me. How many times do I have to tell you that? Alright, guys, let's make a start. It's almost criminal that I've had to wait so long to teach my favorite century. What type of teacher is this? I'm sure. Well, that's the school's lessons over. Yep, and No more school, bye bye. As I linger behind the class to gather up all my things, I hear the door open. It's Sayori. Hi again, Preston. Hey, the Literature Club's meeting today, right? Yeah, it is. I was just heading there now. Do you still want to come along? You betcha. Sayori seems to perk up, looking excited that I still want to come along to the club. Look at you, finally doing some curriculars, yes, that words. I mean, if you're the vice president, it can't be all that bad, right? She giggles, making me smile. Each individual club member makes it special. Everyone works hard to have fun together. Well, let's not keep them waiting. It'd be rude to show up late. I want to make a good first impression after all. Ah, I guess you're right. Come on, it's right this way, up the stairs at the end. I follow Sayori down the hallway. She seems excited, and it's nice to know that I'm making her day at least a little bit better. The stairs lead up to a section of the school that I recognize as the third year's wing. Sayori leads me to the classroom and knocks on the door. Trust me, you're gonna love it. She's definitely enthusiastic about this club, that's for sure. After a seemingly long wait, the door finally slides open. A small pink-haired girl peeks out. Sayori? She peeks out further. Hey, Natsuki! Guess what? I found someone who wants to join their club. The girl, who's apparently called Natsuki, slowly turns a glare to me and narrows her eye. She opens the door fully, and behind her, I see a girl sitting at a desk, her face buried in a book. What? Hey, wait, Sayori. Sayori practically pushes Natsuki out of the way. She seems excited to introduce me to the rest of the club members. Hey guys, I wanted to introduce you to our newest member, Preston. Hey, Sayori, hold up. It's a bit quick to call me a new member, isn't it? I then notice a third girl peeking out from a bookshelf in the corner of the classroom. Can it be? Is that Monica? Monica is one of the most popular schools of this high school. Everyone seems to flock to her because of her smarts, beauty, and athletic ability. You name it, she's got it. Unfortunately, this also means she's completely out of my league. Oh well. She looks at me first with a stern look, but then quickly lights up, puts down the books she's holding and rushes over. Ah, Preston, what a nice surprise. That's an interesting sprite. Welcome to the club. The girl who has her face buried in her books suddenly jolts up and looks right at me. She quickly snaps her books shut and timidly moves to join the conversation. Oh, a new member. My name is Yuri. Yeah. Holy crap, it seems that I was somehow locked out. Not only is Monica in this club, but also a bunch of other cute girls. Am I glad I decided to come instead of the anime club today? But enough gawking, Preston. Stop staring and start talking. It's nice to meet you, Yuri. Like Sayori said, I'm Preston. I smile at her and turn to Monica. So it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Preston. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. It's kind of strange to say, but having her smile at me so genuinely makes me feel a bit starstruck. The powers of a school idol. Oh god. You too, Monica? So you guys are in a club with just the four of you then? Huh, Sayori? Told me about how you were looking for new members. Well, I've actually been trying to push for more members for a while, but we haven't had any luck recently. Sayori did say... My words dry up in my mouth as Natsuki shoots me a piercing glare. She looks pissed at me, but for whatever reason, I don't know why. I haven't really had the chance to do much besides walk in and say hello. Sayori, you brought a boy? You brought a boy?! Yep. He told me he wanted to join this morning. Not sure if that's just Sayori being an airhead again, but I don't recall promising that I'd join. Did I? Great. Natsuki glowers at us, folding her arms with an irritated huff. I don't really get why though. Sorry Natsuki, that's just how she is. She's a little... standoffish to new members. Oh, it's nothing, don't mind it. Hey, I'm right here, you know? Sorry. I've got to try to make a good impression though. Come on, Natsuki, we need new members. If you don't feel like being nice to Preston, can you at least be nice for me, please? Jeez, you don't have to make such a big deal out of it. Fine, fine. If you're gonna beg, I guess I have no choice. Hooray! Thanks, Natsuki. Looks like I know the center of the group now. It's almost comical, the extent of which Natsuki fits that trope. Well, maybe my view of the world is clouded by anime influences though. Anyway, let's get this conversation back on track. How'd you come to learn about the literature club, Preston? I'll have to admit, I'm a bit curious about that myself. Sayori and I were just walking to school when she mentioned this club to me. Since I was sorta looking for a club to join, I figured I should check you guys out. At any rate, Sayori was really enthusiastic about the literature club, so... Monica beams at Sayori when she hears this. Guess Sayori has done a good job at advertising for the club. I see, well... I think this is a great place to start. After all, books can be very enticing. Yeah, it's super fun. I think the club is the only place where I've been feeling comfortable lately. Sayori's face falls for a moment, but she quickly picks herself back up. It's somewhere I can just sit and read while hanging out with friends. I think they summed up the club pretty well. After all, I started here to bring together like-minded people who love literature. I'm really happy with how it's turned out so far. It's very cozy. But enough introductions. Why don't you come in and take a seat, Preston? Did you bring anything to read? As she asks that, I realize I'm not much of a reader. Much less someone who loves literature. To be honest, I haven't thought of this very well. Would joining a club that focuses on reading really be the best thing for me? Oh, no, I don't really have any books on me at the moment. I just haven't seen any good titles recently. I lie through my teeth, hoping Monica doesn't see through my facade. I obviously don't read much, but if they believe that I do, hopefully it'll help me relate to these girls. Oh well, we have plenty of books here. If you want to check out that, I'm sure you'll find something that matches your taste. Is that so? Then I guess I'll head over here. Maybe something might catch my eye. I start to sweat nervously as I walk awkwardly over to the bookshelf. There looks to be a good variety of books available, ranging in genre from horror and fantasy, all the way down to non-fiction. Sheepishly, I turn towards... Okay, our first choice that actually matters. Yuri or Natsuki? Who? Oh, I want both, fuck. You know what, I'll go to Natsuki, cause... Anime route, am I right? Weeb route? So do you have any recommendations? I take a closer look at the books as I say that, and to my surprise, I notice that there's a rather extensive collection of manga on the bottom shelves. When I glance back up at the girls, I notice Natsuki staring down at the manga too. Our eyes suddenly meet, and she looks away, blushing. What do you like to read, huh? Honestly, I just read manga most of the time, so the collection down there caught my eye. I didn't know that manga was allowed in the classroom like this. Those are actually Natsuki's. Don't you say it like that. I just put them there while I was reorganizing the book closet. Monica always messes with my collection when she goes in there, so I'm trying to make more space for them. As she says this, Natsuki shoots a look at Monica, who smiles sweetly in return. Which series do you have? I've read a lot, but I don't think I recognize many here. Most of the books' spine are vibrantly colored, with big, blocky letters announcing the titles. The bosses are made. Rice Bowl Basket, Orange High School Nightclub. Orange High School Nightclub. I've never heard of this series in my life. That probably means they're either way out of my demographic, or they're simply terrible. No, they're actually pretty good. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. I could tell just by your expression. But I'll tell you one thing, Preston. Considering this is a lesson straight from the literature club, don't judge a book by its cover. In fact... Natsuki stomps over the bookshelf, elbowing me out of her way, and pulls a very pink book out from a book set. I'm gonna show you exactly why. She unceremoniously shoves it right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It's the first volume of a series! No! This is still gonna give me... I know it has no relation to the Natsuki mod, but that mod has scared me when I see perfect anything. and features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe. Keion? Well, don't you stand there. What? Natsuki, have you considered that maybe Preston might not want to read this? Excuse me? Who are you to say that Preston likes or dislikes something? I quickly break in to try to relieve some of the sudden tension. Thanks for your concern, Yuri, but I'm definitely open to trying out new things. I don't usually read this stuff, but I'm willing to give it a try. Oh, alright then. Natsuki triumphantly smirks a bit, while Yuri ashamedly looks away. I guess I can't satisfy everyone. I'd have thought you spent enough time in the literature club to not judge books by their covers, though. Yuri, manga can have just as deep of storylines as your novels can. I never said that they can't, I just... Yuri looks like she's holding herself back from saying something. Just what? Just because they have pictures in them? You're childish or something? Well, there's a reason why people say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Sometimes there are things that are best described through art. Manga blends both good art and good writing to create fantastic stories. Plus, being able to actually see the characters helps you to relate and emphasize with them. Yuri thinks to herself, looking a bit perturbated. I see, I just meant that manga is a bit unorthodox as a medium. Well, manga is literature too. It's obvious that the 2 girls have their differences. Yuri appears comparably more mature and timid, and seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Meanwhile, Natsuki seems to be a lot more forward and outspoken. And although she looks like the youngest in the club, she's clearly just as passionate about their hobbies as the others. Anyway, this'll be your homework today, Preston. I'll let you borrow volume 1 for tomorrow. So, you can start on the next book tomorrow. But, if you smudge or bend it, I'll kill you. You don't have to worry about that. I'm pretty protective of my manga too. Is it really alright if I borrow it though? I say that mostly because I really didn't plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course. It would take forever to finish this if you only read here. Fuck. I might fall behind on some of the shows if I try to get through this. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Okay then. The girls on the cover of the manga beam up at me, and I can't help but shiver a bit. I guess I shouldn't underestimate what high school girls are into. I kinda... like, stuff like that can be nice. Hopefully I can get away with skimming through it though. Make sure you read it thoroughly, cause I'll be quizzing you on it tomorrow. Well, there you go. Is she a mind reader? In that case, I think I'll give it a shot now actually. I want to make sure that I have enough time to finish it after. Fine, but I'll be keeping a close eye on you then. I slide into a nearby desk, as the rest of the girls dissipate, moving to work on their own things. I quickly start flipping through the pages. Given the pictures take up the majority of space of the pages of the manga, it doesn't take me long to go through the beginning. As I read, I start becoming more aware of Natsuki's sneaky pigs in my direction. She seems intently focused on my face, as if I'm waiting to see my reaction to her manga. I clear my throat. Ahem, Natsuki, did you need something? You seem to really like looking in my direction. I feel a smile creeping through as Natsuki starts to furiously blush. It splutters a response. You baka! It's not like I was looking at you or anything, I was just staring into space. Don't you have anything better to do? Of course! With that, Natsuki huffily turns away to seek refuge in the closet, where a loud rummaging sound follows. I guess I should keep on reading then. As it turns out, Perfect Girls is just as I imagined it. It's basically about a bunch of high school friends and the cutesy hijinks they get themselves into. Typical slice of life affair. Can be nice. I kind of grew up out of these, so it's a rare for the writing plot to be entertaining. Wait, what? I kind of grew out of these. MC? I'm gonna kill you. Since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Mister, have you watched Dragon Maid? Have you watched Nichijou? Have you watched all of these shows on the screen right now? Which my editor is putting up who has not watched anime. You're welcome. To its credit, it does manage to subvert some anime tropes quite neatly though. The more I read, the more I can see why it appeals to Natsuki. All the talk about appreciating the expressiveness of art. While I don't exactly read romance manga usually, the artist actually does a good job of portraying the girls as their own characters. I often find that these girls in these kind of stories are bland and unoriginal, not to mention that they often suffer from the same face syndrome. I will kill you. I will... Knife. Time to kill. So it's a pleasant surprise to find that the title characters are likable and unique in their own way. Still, over time I can't help but grow a little bit bored though. I decided I'll finish it later tonight and place the novel in my bag. Looking up, I spot Sayori reading something. Might as well see what she's up to. But before that, I'm actually gonna end off this episode right here. Yes, you're welcome. We're gonna have multiple episodes of this, because to be honest, I can feel my throat getting a bit bra moment right now. If I make a goddamn 4-hour episode, are you gonna watch it? No, you're not gonna watch it. So let's make it into episodes, make it easier to watch. Anyway, that's it. This was honestly pretty nice already. It's only an introduction, and it is pretty similar to the original game right now. But I certainly don't mind it. I'm gonna save. Okay, bye bye. Love you guys. See you next episode.